So, we'll fire off another 6 rounds here. Alright, I'm glad that happened, because that'll give us a good example of what can happen. As you notice, the one shot that was a lot quieter than the other ones, and that's because this chamber right here didn't fire. So all that went off was just the cap. So let me grab another cap here, and that can be because of the powder could be damp. Maybe the spark didn't get all the way into the chamber to ignite the powder. There's just several different reasons that can happen. So what you're going to have to do is place another cap, rotate the cylinder around under the hammer, and you got your other shot. Just like that. And usually a second cap will always put that off. So that is the 1860 .44 caliber Colt model, and the history of this gun, like I was saying earlier, was a prominent handgun in the Civil War, along with the 1858 Remington and the 1851 .36 caliber Colt model. So yes, this is, and I'm not exactly dressed up in the Civil War attire. This would kind of be more like the after the Civil War, the cowboy days, but this gun was also used in the cowboy days because the cartridge revolver wasn't invented till 1873, and that was the .45 Colt. And this is a example of the cartridge revolver, except this is just a .22 cartridge, so it's a lot smaller than the .45. That's the .22, which is what this gun shoots, and a gun that I used to have but got rid of because the rounds were so expensive. This is a .45. This is the first cartridge gun that was invented, .45 long Colt, and that's, like I said, what you see in a lot of Hollywood movies. It's .45 long Colt, something like this. Even though historically the cap and ball revolver was probably used more in the West than a cartridge revolver, because after the Civil War, when people went west to the gold rush, they brought their weapons they had in the Civil War. So historically, the cap and ball was probably more predominant in the West than the cartridge gun. But basically, how the cartridge gun works is just like all modern day handguns. Is you got your cartridge, and let me show you with the .45, it's a little bit bigger. So basically you have your bullet, that's your .45 bullet right here, and then you've got this brass casing which holds your powder, and then the bullet sits right on top of that, and then in back of the bullet, which is like the percussion caps that go on the back of the cap and ball chamber, you have kind of like a percussion cap right on the back of the cartridge. So it's basically everything packed into one, so that way they could just slide it into the revolver, all 6 rounds, and fire off, eject the shells out, and then slide more rounds. So it's obviously a lot quicker. So just like this .22, all you have to do is, this is your loading gate right here. You go to half cock position, flip open the loading gate, and then slide the cartridge right in there. And then you're going to do that obviously to all 6 rounds. Just like that. And then with this, you're just going to pop out all the rounds like that, empty, and you just slide all the rest of your cartridges in there. So it's a lot quicker and efficient. A lot of people who had the cap and ball switched over to cartridge revolvers, obviously a lot more efficient, quicker to load. also easier to clean. Cartridge revolvers are much easier to clean. You don't have to completely disassemble them every time you shoot. Compared to the cap and ball revolver is so difficult to clean because of, well, I guess it's not that difficult if you're used to it, but is because when you're loading that powder, everything is separate. The cap is separate, the ball is separate, the powder is separate, so that powder flies everywhere throughout the gun. So you have to disassemble the whole thing, oil it, oil the screws, take off the barrels, oil the cylinder, and it's a process that takes about 45 minutes to clean the whole thing. Because if you don't, the screws are going to rust, they're going to season to the placements, the action will get locked up and tight, and next thing you know, your revolver is going to rust quicker than it's going to break, and that's going to make your gun become useless. So, this is once again the 1860 44 caliber Colt model revolver, and hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching. This is the Indiana Kid.